I get a sense that you don't take AOC anywhere near as seriously as I do.
I don't want to take her seriously because
Alex,
she seems to be talking a bunch of nonsense.
Alex, grab the mic there. I want to get you in on this because you would be a millennial, right?
Yes.
You're not a Generation Zer. You would be a millennial. What is your take on AOC?
I kind of wish she would stop being so aggressive because she makes everyone my age look terrible.
If she could run for president, she would be the odds-on favorite in the Democrat Party today.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind.
Now, she won with, I think, 16,000 votes in her district in New York.
5% turnout.
Right. And, boy, she is sure of everything she says.
Fearless.
And fearless.
Fearless.
And
that's the key word. There is an appetite in American politics today for fearlessness. What was Donald Trump? Wasn't afraid to say anything. He was not afraid to say anything. He was an older guy. He's a rich guy. You know how old rich guys are. They'll say anything they want because they can. There are no consequences. Donald Trump doesn't have to be transactional. He doesn't have to worry about a lobbying job or a consulting job or sit on some board. Donald Trump can be fearless. He can just say whatever he believes. AOC has an ability to be fearless. I don't know if she's just dumb enough to be fearless or is calculating, and she's sincere in her fearlessness. But I'm telling you, it resonates with the American voter today.
Well, I will acknowledge that I read reports from this weekend. I think it was the South by Southwest gathering where a lot of the candidates were speaking.
In Austin, Texas.
And she was there, and she had the biggest and longest line waiting to get into her session.
By far. She's a cult hero. She is an American political phenomenon.
Even though she spouts a lot of nonsense.
She says a lot of nonsensical things to you and I. You got to remember, Rev, she's not talking to us. She could care less what a 55-year-old white guy from South Carolina thinks. AOC knows that.
In fact, we're the problem.
We're the disconnect. She will never get through to us. She's not trying to get through to us. She's trying to establish some intensity amongst people who feel similarly to her in the role of government and the responsibility that she says capitalism has with the problems we're all dealing with. And I think she's ill-informed. I think she's ignorant. But I think she's politically capable. And I think you are doing a great disservice to the debate if you're not taking her more serious. I've heard a lot of conservative pundits, George Will, Brett Baer. It's a little bit, they chuckle. It's similar to the way the left chuckled when Trump announced he was running for president. There's a dismissiveness. She's a kid. She's a crazy socialist kid who will grow up one day and realize the way the world works. He's a reality TV show. He's a nut job. He's been divorced 3 times. He's probably been bankrupt 4 or 5 times. He's got, girlfriends everywhere. He's going to vote for that guy. Well, you wake up one day and he's the damn president. And I just think you better be careful.
Do you think she's more than a one-termer in Congress?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. I think she is a political force that will not go away. It's absolutely not going away. She is moronic in what she says. I scratch my head in wondering whether she really believes it and means it or not. But she has a fearlessness and, once again, Rev, an intrigue about her that I think is unrivaled on that side. And I'm telling you, if she was old enough to announce her candidacy for president, she would absolutely be one of the 2 or 3 that you better pay close attention to.
Wow. No question.
I was trying to find this quote that AOC made at the SWSX summit. She gave a lot of remarks and a lot of comments. But anyway, she basically, when asked about the threat of automation technology, here it is, I'm eliminating jobs. Her response to me was strange and, as usual, not well thought out. But guess what? It was well received. It was very well received. We should not be haunted by the specter of being automated out of work. We should be excited about that. But the reason we're not excited by it is because we live in a society where if you don't have a job, you're left to die. And that is, at its core, our problem. Let me say that again.
Those are just a bunch of words in a row.
So she was asked about automation and technology eliminating jobs. And here's what she said. Exactly. Here's verbatim her quote. We should not be haunted by the specter of being automated out of work. We should be excited by that. But the reason we're not excited by it is because we live in a society where if you don't have a job, you're left to die. And that is, at its core, our problem. So in essence, she's arguing that, not having a job is not a big deal. I mean, people work to pay bills. They work to put a roof over their head, food on their table. They work to heat their home. And she's saying you should be excited to be put out of work. So that's fairly delusional as far as I'm concerned. But there is a universe of people in America today that don't find a lot of personal value and worth associated with the place of employment. You and I believe, Reb, that America was founded on this, you've heard me say, this rugged individualism, the idea that you can pull yourself up by the bootstraps and make something of yourself, the idea that we got to work for what we have. We don't need the government to step in and kind of take our lives over. But that's not what AOC believes, and that's not what a lot of her followers believe.
She also believes the reason the unemployment rate is so low is because people have to have two jobs.
I want to keep going. We should be excited about automation because what it could potentially mean is more time educating ourselves, more time creating art. There you go, creating art. I mean, that adds a lot of value. More time investing in and investigating the sciences, more time focused on invention, more time going to space, more time enjoying the world that we live in, because not all creativity needs to be bonded by wage. She fashions herself as Aristotle or Socrates. I mean, she really fashions herself as this great philosopher, but she ain't. Rest assured. Listen to this now. We should be excited about automation because what it could potentially mean is more time educating ourselves, more time creating art, more time investing in and investigating the science, more time focused on invention. And where does this come from? More time going to space. Well, I mean,
and she probably got a standing ovation.
Sure she did. More time going to space. Those are called astronauts.
Right.
You don't, in your free time, consider going to space. You may watch the movie Apollo 15, but you don't. I'm telling you, she fashions herself as one of these great philosophers of our day. And rest assured, a certain segment of our population find her very, very appealing and attractive.
Wow.
Back in a minute, Spherion, our sponsor, Good Morning PD, Live 95.